Imagine growing up believing your heroes were perfect, brave, pure, untouchable. Now imagine discovering that behind the statues, paintings, and textbook praise, there were secrets, dark ones, the kind history quietly edits out. Tonight, we're pulling back that curtain. Think about it. Every nation builds heroes to feel proud. We put their faces on money, name roads after them, teach kids to admire them. But real people are never that clean. And when you dig into old letters, hidden records, and eyewitness accounts, a very different story appears. Let's start with a name everyone knows: Christopher Columbus. In school, he's the bold explorer who discovered America. But when he reached the Caribbean, the story changed fast. His own men wrote that he ordered brutal punishments, his hands cut off for not bringing enough gold, villages burned, children taken as slaves. Even the Spanish crown later arrested him for cruelty. Statues still stand, and the darker truth stays quiet. Then there's Napoleon Bonaparte, a military genius, symbol of ambition. But behind the victories was a man obsessed with power. He brought back slavery in French colonies after it had already been abolished. His wars killed millions across Europe. Cities were drained of young men, families shattered, entire regions left broken. To his soldiers, he was glory. To civilians, he was often disaster. Now consider Winston Churchill. For many, he's the man who saved Britain in World War II. And yes, his leadership mattered. But there's another side rarely discussed. During the Bengal famine in 1943, millions in India starved. Food was available. Ships were available. Yet grain was diverted, delayed, or denied. Churchill blamed the victims themselves. Letters show cold indifference while people died in the streets. Hero to some, nightmare to others. What about Thomas Edison, the genius inventor, the man who gave us light? But Edison didn't just invent, he destroyed rivals. He ran public executions of animals to prove his electrical system was safer. He smeared Nikola Tesla, stole ideas, and used money and power to bury competitors. History remembers the light bulb. It forgets the cruelty behind the business. Even Abraham Lincoln, often called the greatest American president, wasn't the simple moral giant we imagine. He opposed slavery, yes, but he also believed black and white people could never live equally. He once supported sending freed slaves out of America entirely. His views evolved over time, but they were far from perfect. The hero we see today is a polished version, not the full man. Now look at Mother Teresa, symbol of kindness, selflessness, mercy. But former volunteers tell another story. Patients left in pain without medicine. Donations hoarded while people suffered. A belief that suffering brought people closer to God. When critics spoke up, they were ignored. The story was already decided. Julius Caesar is another legend. Military hero, brilliant leader. But Caesar didn't just conquer lands, he wiped out entire tribes. Ancient records suggest he ordered mass killings that would today be called genocide. 1 million dead, 1 million enslaved. Rome celebrated him as a hero. his victims had no voice left. Here's the uncomfortable truth. History is written by winners, and winners choose what to remember. We prefer clean stories because they make us feel good, because they're easier to teach, because admitting the truth forces us to face something scary, that greatness often comes with cruelty. But this doesn't mean these people did nothing good. It means they were human, powerful humans. And power rarely stays clean. When you see a statue now, ask yourself, whose pain is missing from this story? Who paid the price for this hero's glory? Because for every shining legend, there are silent shadows. The real lesson isn't to hate these figures. It's to stop worshiping them blindly. To understand that history isn't black and white. It's messy, complicated, and uncomfortable. And maybe that's the point. If our heroes were flawed, then we don't need to be perfect to change the world. But we do need to be honest. Because the most dangerous lie in history isn't what villains did. It's pretending heroes never did anything wrong.